Here are some additional techniques that you can start using right away. Technique number 1. Apart from multiplication by 11 technique, as we did in the previous lesson, consider the case of squares. This is where a number is multiplied by itself, such as 8 times 8, 6 times 6, and so on. As an example, let's first look at numbers that end in 5. In order to find the square of a 2-digit number that ends in 5, remember the following important thing. To get the answer, start with the multiplication between the first digit and the next higher digit and add 25. So, to square a 2-digit number that ends in 5, multiply the first digit in the number by the next higher digit and end with the number 25. 35 squared. Take 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 is the first digit in 35, and 4 is the next number higher than 3, and end with the number 25. Check for yourself by hand, just to make sure. The answer to 35 times 35 is 1,225. How about the square of 75, which is 75 squared? Well, the answer must begin with 7 times 8 equals 56 and end with 25. So, it is 5,625. In mathematics, a square number, or otherwise called perfect square, is an integer that is the square of an integer. In other words, it is the product of some integer with itself. For example, 9 is a square number, since it can be written as 3 times 3. When you multiply a whole number times itself, the resulting product is called a square number. For 3-digit numbers, multiply the first 2 numbers together by the next higher number, then attach 25. Example, 305 squared is 30 times 31, which equals 930. Answer, 93,025. Technique number 2. To multiply 2-digit numbers that have the same first digits and last digits that sum to 10, multiply the first digit by the next higher digit, then attach the product of the last digits in the original 2 numbers. For example, 84 times 86. Take 8 times 9 equals 72, and 4 times 6 equals 24. Answer, 7,224. Technique number 3. To multiply a number between 10 and 20 by a 1-digit number, multiply the 1-digit number by 10, then multiply it by the second digit in the 2-digit number, and add the products. For example, 13 times 6, take 6 times 10 plus 6 times 3, which equals 60 plus 18. Answer, 78. Technique number 4. To multiply 2 numbers that are both between 10 and 20, add the first number and the last digit of the second number. Multiply the rest by 10. Then, add that result to the product of the last digits in both numbers of the original problem. For example, 13 times 14. Take 13 plus 4 equals 17. 17 times 10 equals 170. 3 times 4 equals 12. 170 plus 12 equals 182. Your answer is 182. You've now seen everything you need to know about doing 3-digit by 1-digit multiplication. The basic idea is always the same. We calculate from left to right and add numbers as we go. Once you've mastered the multiplication table up through 10, you can multiply any 2 1-digit numbers together. So the next step would be to multiply 2 and 3-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers. As we'll see, These 2x1s and 3x1s are the essential building blocks to all mental multiplication problems. Once you've mastered those skills, you will be able to multiply any two-digit numbers. So, let's warm up by doing a few simple 2x1 problems. For example, try 53 times 6. Here is how we are going to solve it. We start by multiplying 6 times 50 to get 300. Then keep that 300 in mind. We know the answer will not change to 400 because the next step is to add the result of a 1x1 problem. That is, 6 times 3. A 1x1 problem can't get any larger than 9 times 9, which is less than 100. Since 6 times 3 equals 18, the answer to our original problem, 53 times 6, is 318. We now turn to multiplying three-digit numbers by one-digit numbers. For example, look at this example, 324 times 7. So, we start with 7 times 300 to get 2,100. Then, we do 7 times 20, which is 140. We add the first two results to get 2,240. Then, we do 7 times 4 to get 28, and add that to 2,248. The answer is 2,268.